of Lagos went and dark as all routes.
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west and around Africa, we break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV News.
24-hour news station.
These are ex-servicemen who have served Nigeria at different levels. But years after retiring from active service, they are now demanding for what they describe as their rights. They are determined to get what rightfully belongs to them and have decided to hold a peaceful protest, the third this year. These men are keen to go all the way to press home their demand. With banners bearing different inscriptions, they are asking why they have not received the over 60 billion naira approved for their pension arrears.
The president accepted your rate, made a public pronouncement that is going to be paid as far back as 2010 July. We have made presentations at National Assembly, sending delegations.
Every avenue has been exploited to see that we realize this. We only get promises to be attended to. Up to today, nothing done. We've not been paid the review, the pension right review of 2009, which was to take effect from 2010. We haven't been paid. There are those, the radical groups that really feel this nation never listens until we carry arms. And once you carry arms, it proliferates. You never know it's going to be a victim. It's on that basis we keep on sticking to peaceful protests, and we're not going to get tired.
They are not just pensioners in Abuja alone. Many of them are from other states of the Federation. This man is from Ibadan. He has threatened to mobilize his fellow retirees to force governments to pay their benefits.
Make sure you take this matter down to the core. Let the government know. We said that we are ready for them. Not in 2015, we will battle them for them. If they didn't pay all that money, we mean it. If the president can kill everybody in Nigeria with the pension, let him do so. If he has the power to do so. But we are saying we need our money now. If he doesn't do it, if he closes his ear, it's left to him. But mark you, when you close your eyes, don't want to see your enemy, by the time good one will pass, you don't see them.
However, government has again reassured these patriots that it will look into their grievances.
Let me say that their grievances are receiving attention, and you can see that we stood there trying to understand them, and also have responded responsibly. And that is why we have seen them, they are calm, and they are talking to each other. If we have not responded responsibly, we won't see the kind of interface that just took place between us and them. We are working on it, and it will be sorted. This is a democracy. It's normal to have issues, and it is responsible. It is being responsible, attending to them.
For now, the ex-soldiers have agreed to give the authorities 1 month to fulfill the promise made, but say they will return to the streets if the results are unfavorable.
Good morning and welcome to Core Digest. I am Martins Dixon. Today we will be looking at one other important issue in the society that has to do with the ex-servicemen, our gallant soldiers who fought to keep this country together and who have sacrificed quite a lot to ensure that every Nigerian has peace and is living comfortably. And I have a guest in the studio who is going to help us out with this discussion. He is a public affairs analyst named Olabode Oseni. Saya, welcome to Core Digest.
Good morning, Martin. And thank you for having me again.
Yeah. Earlier, we've seen a report on the Nigerian ex-servicemen who are protesting non-payment of their pension on other areas. Now, before we begin to talk about the non-payment of the pensions and the other areas, now, how would you evaluate or rate the sacrifices that the ex-military men has put in this country, making sure that what we benefit today actually is being benefited by Nigerians through their sacrifices?
Thank you very much. Let me start by saying any form of non-payment of dues, benefits, to citizens of any country is aberration of justice, aberration of the way we do things. So there's no exemption here, be it a former military personnel or people that have worked like, in terms of fighting for the fatherland, and also people who work for Julius Berger, or who are also former teachers, you understand me, or former road sweepers, or cleaners in any form or shape, that do not get their rights at the appropriate time. Appropriate time will be a monthly payment of their benefits, which are due to them. These are their fundamental rights. If they don't get it, there is something fundamentally wrong with the system. If you work and you don't get paid, there's something fundamentally wrong. That is what we should be looking at today. So the saga of the military people who are not getting their funds is not a new thing. There are also former ex-soldiers, ex-police people in other countries. They get regularly paid of their benefits, e.g., their pension. And they did not need to go through all this. Again, let's come back again and ask the question, why is it like that with us? It is a question of us. We are the one displaying the whole world that we are not capable of ruling ourselves. We are not capable of running the system we pretend to copy and paste, presidential, this system or that system. We're just displaying how weak, how in our inability. Because I don't know the reason, the justification for you, Martins, after you have worked, whether as a soldier, like I said, whether even as a street cleaner, and now comes the time of your pension, and you are not getting the money.
Now let's look at this from this perspective. It's been a lingering issue. It has been a case that has been on for several years.
Yes, exactly.
Now, even getting the gratuity is an issue before going to the pension. Why is it difficult to make these payments available?
That's exactly what I'm trying to
now, why? Reasons why this happens?
The reasons clearly hint on the system. It is a system that is not working. You understand me? It is a system where you have a computer, is what you put in, is what you get out. If we put a system in place that makes sure that salaries are paid regularly, a system that when you get to the time of your pension, you will get paid, you understand me? It will be, in fact, not only paid, the money automatically goes into your account. And those who are qualified, for those people who are going to be 60, 65 this year, depending on your retirement time, you understand me? You get, it's automatic.
Now, what is this system that you're talking about? Does the system run itself?
Thank you. And that's why I said, it is us. We are the ones showing the whole world, Nigerians. And I'm crying. It pains me that we are still displaying with all the resources we have, the amount of brains we got, we possessed. We are the best in everything in Harvard. We are the best in everything in England, in Germany, in America, in places. And these people are using us to do their own good business. And we are here generating what? Rubbish. So the system we put in place, and why is that system not working, if you want to know, is because there's one pillar, couple of pillars. And I've said it, all the programs have appeared. You know what that pillars are? Rule of law. It is rule of law. You can trace it, and what is the cause of this cancer? Some cancer you cannot trace, you don't know how it started. But there are many cancers that at least research has shown that they know exactly that this is the cause. The cause of bad governance anywhere in the whole world is rule of law. And I've said it many times. Martin, let me finish. The most nastiest set of human beings are available in other countries. I don't want to say white, black, or yellow. But as nasty as they are contained. They are contained. They cannot misbehave. They cannot afford to steal your money. They cannot afford to take your right. They cannot afford to make sure there's water's not running. There's no light. So all these basic things of life.
How was that achieved? How were they contained?
Okay, that's also a very good question. Very good one. How do we do that? It is the people. Because the computer, like I keep using as an example, it is the software. The people, it is the people that write the software. And it's the people that also input it in the computer. So it is also the people that will tap on ABCD software, and then you see, wow, I can see the picture of blah, blah, blah. I can see that this computer is working. It is we, the people. We still have problems. We are yet to agree that something is wrong with us. This is the truth. We will continue the discussion for the next 200 years until when we realize that what we are doing to ourselves is wrong. We will not get away with the problem. These are effects.
Now, the people don't have the powers over implementation and over these things. There are a segment of ones who are in government. Now, how do you relate blaming the people for these ailments to the ones who are supposed to be on the saddle implementing some of these policies and making sure that everyone gets what he's supposed to get?
Very good. Again, when I say the people, of course, the people that represent you and I are different levels in government, in politics. They are from us. You agree with that? They are part of Songo, Jokoro, local government.
Yeah.
They are also part of Makurdi Central or Nasarawa, Adamawa, different constituencies. You understand me? If one of them wins the election, they represent that particular constituency. And I can tell you from what I can see, from what is going on here, it is a reflection. That person, whether it be he or she that wins that election, it's the kind of people in that area, whatever he does over there, when he gets there, it's a reflection of the people. And it's also in this country, I have seen that many people, when they are doing bad things, we refuse to report. We refuse to go because we are also waiting for our own turn. Again, I still want to come back that the people, the people, you understand me, we need to examine. We need to ask ourselves. It is high time we stand up. For those few of us who believe the problem is within people, we need to start using all possible avenues, e.g., like what we are doing now, to tell the larger majority of the people that what we are doing to ourselves is ourselves. We are the cause of the problem.
Now, how can the people act to ensure that these things are corrected? Because the common man on the street cannot walk into a top government office and ask them, pay these people their money. So how will they go about it?
Yeah, how they go about it. And that's also a very nice one. Nice one in the sense that the more education we can give to our people, to the people again, will eventually lead us to a solution to this problem. Because the question, your earlier question was, how can the people get justice when they already signed 4 years to some couple of people ruling them and they are not doing what they're supposed to do? Is that not your question before? Now, how do we do that? It's going to be a process. It's going to be a procedure. It's going to be a process in the sense that as time goes on, we are going to find out that unfortunately for the people, there is a clause in the Constitution that says that if your rep is not doing a good job, what did they say you can do?
And recall.
You can recall them. Let the people start invoking that power. Because it's only more or less the only thing left. They don't need to fight. They don't need to carry guns or whatever. You understand me? All what these people need to do is to organize themselves and say, you know what? All the consequence of this is up here. Recall your MPs, member of parliament or whatever, sorry, the House of Rep or whatever. Recall them. These are the power only left in your hand. We are not agitating here. We are not, you understand, we are not saying things should go haywire. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants chaos. Recall them. All this because at the end of the day, it's just another way of dehumanizing them, degrading them.
Now let's look critically on the ex-servicemen. These are people who ordinarily are believed to have sacrificed so much for this country. Is it that the money is not there to pay them their dues?
Right. You keep saying ex-servicemen, and I'm adding to that. Ex-street cleaners. as messengers.
Yeah, because our focus today is on the military men.
We might as well also use the opportunity today to also put it together. It is an opportunity. You understand me? Of course, I know that today's main topic is ex-servicemen, but there are also ex-policemen, ordinary people who have worked diligently, put their life on the line to serve this country. They were genuine in their service, and they genuinely do not take money that did not belong to them. So how do you solve the problem? To solve the problem, like I was trying to say, is to organize. You understand me? And it's not the question that the money is not there. Oh, the money was not there when a person about a couple of years ago, John Yusuf, something like that, does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Stole how much? Billions, about 20-something billions. And what happened? And when he was given a part to either pay less than 1 million as a fine, when the man said, okay, let me get my driver and I can pay the money. Or you go for jail of how many weeks? These are the money, because don't forget, these are deductions. These are deductions on these people that were put in a fund or they are put away for the for their pension time. And somebody somehow embezzled, choose to either mismanage the money or put the money somewhere that these people cannot get it. It is not a case of that the money is not there. And when you even say the question whether the money is there or not, this is a very rich country. We lavish money. We put money into area business that is not productive. It is this country that I know. Some people will choose to go to Jamaica, we go to America, we go to other countries to go and celebrate birthdays. But they don't care about their drivers. It is an opportunity to talk about everything. You understand me? We get our priority, and it also boils down to the issue of how much do I value you.
Now, when talking about the issue of value,
yeah,
is this an indication that we don't value our military men?
What? Let me do 100%. It's nothing more than 100%. Yes, that we do not care.
So how will we not have to place value on people who have laid down their lives to safeguard the life of others in the country?
Boils down again to issue of you and I, how we perceive, how we see each other. How much do you worth to me? How much premium am I putting on you or my children? The education we have, the kind of education we have, we still allow so many things to go unchallenged. So if we choose not to pay salaries, if we choose not to pay pension, you understand me? It's a clear-cut case of how much we believe in each other, how much we treat each other. We do not care. It's a case of we do not care. We don't care. If we care, we will not take light. I've been here now for a period of time, and every time light goes up, it affects my system. Immediately there's light off, it affects my system. I want the whole world to know that. Because there's no justification. There's no reason why there should not be light. The last how many years? What's the problem of NEPA? It's a catch and carry business. How much does it cost Korea or whatever country, Brazil, to come and fix 24/7 light for us? And then we pay. It costs nothing. But for some reasons, some people believe that the old woman that lives on top of my house, you understand me, who needs to use her medication, who needs to use certain things to keep her going, does not matter. Or that the children, or that somebody that just had cesarean, came from hospital, and you need to, you understand me, look after herself, whatever, does not matter. So darkness for us does not matter. It is again we. But then it's a case of it is me, myself, and I.
Now, when you talk about me, myself, and I, that has been creating most of the challenges that we have and has led to the issue of these ex-servicemen not getting their dues. Now, how do we get this cleaned up? Because we're getting to the brink of a point where it should not be tolerated, or it should not be allowed to happen anymore.
Okay. At this point, I also want to go back to these ex-servicemen. I want to go back to them that they also now have to look back and say, how much did we do They were there working for years. And among all these people, they are not all of them. Most of them are administrators. Most of these people are administrators. They know, they see it coming that 60 years is going to come. They are going to be there. Maybe some of them started as a military personnel in different level or category. But let's take of the administrators that are in charge of deducting money, the HR deducting money, and making sure the money goes whatever. If they do care about themselves, they know that their future is going to come, where they're going to start earning money only from pension. They will have done more.
Done more how? How would they have done more?
By guiding, I'm sure, when you leave your house this morning, you jam the door or the doors. You double check. You even put off the points where it may be the NEPA was not when we are going out like I did. I make sure I switch off all the points. So when they bring their erratic whatever, it's not going to destroy my thing. So when these people were there, they should have argue, put in place a system that at least when they're now in pension time, you understand me? The money
remember, the military system is such a system that you don't have the opportunity to put up cases and to pressurize things. Most of the time, you just have to obey orders and answer orders. That is the kind of system that the military runs. So how could the rank and file be able to challenge and put things in order? Because they don't have the opportunity to do that in the military system.
You remember?
You just take orders.
Yeah, I know.
And you're asked to shut up, you shut up.
So far, I've not seen any, I mean, at my age, I've not seen robots among the Nigerian military personnel. They are all Nigerians. So whether they wear khaki with 4 stars or 1 star or lieutenant or corporal or whatever, they are also Nigerians. Their behavior, you understand me? What they carry into that uniform is what we are talking about here today.
Yeah, but they can't challenge the system. It has the ordinary rank and file. Because if your officer tells you to keep quiet, is obey the last order. You have to shut.
So we can, what you are pushing me to say comfortably, we can say what Yoruba people say when the head is rotten.
Now, yeah, because
the good head.
Because we have to look at the facts. We have to look at the true situation. Like a lance corporal, a corporal, and a sergeant in the army can sit in an office, even if you're an administrator, you can't tell the lieutenant colonel or the captain there that I cannot do this when he says do it. We know the system of the military, like they popularly say, is obey the last order. So they probably do not have the opportunity to take care of such. Now, what we are looking for out here is solution. How could this be taken care of? Because like I said earlier, we're getting to the brink of time that we cannot allow this to happen or to continue to happen. Well, for obvious reasons.
Well, okay.
And we are coming to those reasons.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm happy to see that the people in charge, and I'm also very happy to hear that the minister in charge of this problem.
Minister of State for Defense.
Yeah, Minister of State for Defense, blah, blah, said they are going to look into it. And I just pray that he does do exactly what he says, yeah. And I hope not only solving the problem of this month, September, or last month, because you hear in the footage, this has been going on since 2009.
Yeah, for a very long time.
There
are others who have,
isn't that something
beyond that time, some haven't gotten anything.
You understand me? And that's why I'm sorry. I have used the people more than 100 times, and I will continue to use it. And I just hope that the Minister of State, in his everything he has or whatever, will use his office, not only pay all these dues these people are entitled to, but also to put in place a system. Because when I say people, he is in position to put in place the good things you see over in other countries. Is the people are the one working it. There's no system from greater. There's no system that comes to do it. It is what the people say. We, the people of Scotland, we are the people of Germany. We agree to put good governance in place, and we will not allow A, B, C, D to happen. We do not go there to do it for them. They over there do it for themselves. We need to come together. And this is also another opportunity, a message to the people who are in government. They should listen. They can make it happen. I've always given an example of what happened in the 17th something in America, where 16 sheriffs sat down together and said, you know what? We cannot leave America to continue like this. This is a jungle. We cannot continue to let America continue like this. This is a jungle. 16 of us, we have to agree, you understand me, that we need to put in place rule of law, laws that will be binding on everybody, that at least the pensioners, when people get to pension age, they get their pension. Mm-hmm. When people get to benefit housing or whatever benefit, they get it all. When somebody is sick, when he gets to hospital and has no money, he has to get Medicare. But everybody has to pay tax. So if now one of us do not obey the law should cash him. Mm-hmm. And they all sign. And that is why it is better in America, it is better in England, it is better in Germany. People are rushing and going there.
But we have those laws. We have.
But why is it not what we don't?
We have the laws that should take care of the society. The laws are there.
I can tell you, and I will tell you. Mm-hmm. People say you don't lose what you don't have. Mm-hmm. Am I right? If you come here this morning with your one of luxurious Camry, and somebody, you go out and say you are looking for a Mercedes-Benz, somebody will say, we know you to have Camry, mm-hmm. Toyota. So you don't lose what you don't have. What I'm trying to say with that is this. Despite the voluminous, despite the billions of what we are paying to legislators all over the place, where are the laws? Hello? Where are the laws? They are not there. It's just like wasting time. Because if the laws are there, you understand me, you should be able to feel it. You and I should be able to feel it.
Now, a lot of analysts have said it's not the lack of the laws that is Nigeria's challenge, but the implementation, because it seems like the laws are there, but effecting the laws and implementing them and making sure that the laws take effect is what is lacking.
Then that will bring me back to when we started this program, that with the people we need to come together. We need to see. And Yoruba has a very, 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 very old and common adage. And I want to use this opportunity to say it again. Yoruba people say, when a madman, the day a madman realizes that he's mad, say, what am I doing here? Look, I have not done this. He will run and quickly take care of himself. That is the end of his madness. That day, madness is gone out of him. The day we realize that the way we are treating ourselves, our pensioners, our military officers who worked, who fought, some of them are on crutches, some of them are not eating, some of them have no housing, some of them have nothing to show for 35, 20 years of whatever military service. And I also want to include other people who have also done the same thing. There are also different services that people were involved in. They're also going through this kind of thing, apart from organizations. And the question again is this: if organizations or corporate bodies like banks are paying whatever pension to their former staffs, why are we having problems? Why is it only possible every time we talk of? It's not only here. There was also the police money was also stolen. You remember, a couple of years ago by Inspector General. You remember? So the case again is, why is the person on top, the guy on top, is the one that will orchestrate, the one that will organize thieving, stealing, and making sure the people down? These are the questions. And that's why again Yoruba say, when the head is rotten, most part of the body is gone.
Now, before we begin to look at some other issues in this aspect, let me tell you why we said we cannot allow this to continue beyond this point. Now, as at today, the Nigerian military is talking of recalling about 10,000 retired soldiers to be able to fight the Boko Haram insurgency, what you call the reserve list, about 10,000 retired soldiers to come back and fight. Now, how will we achieve that, and how will they be able to fight effectively if after 35 years of service, they don't get their pensions, they don't get their gratuities, and now we want them to come back and fight insurgency?
I think the answer is already part of the footage, where you had some people say, you know what, if you treat us like this, we also will have to think of how to treat you next time around. What they are saying is, they are even saying already that the power of their votes, they want to use it. It's on the footage. It's not me saying that.
Yeah, but apart from the footage, we're linking this to the very big challenge that
I know.
we have.
I want to connect it. Yeah. So you can now, the answer is already said here, that is already implied, that if you now ask us to come and do another similar thing, the one we do, you never pay us. You understand me? We will not probably, you will not do it. This is not incitement. This is what they say. And this is what we brought upon ourselves. This is what we done to them. So we cannot expect something better. You understand me? I know I've used, I've used so many Yoruba adage here today.
Maybe you begin to use other tribes.
But the one more thing is this: when you treat a human being the way we treat each other, you cannot expect anything good out of it. We cannot be good. If the system we choose, we are very good at designing a system that is destructive, that is not friendly, that is not humanly. Most of our system here, I see here, and I've used part of what I'm saying here as part of infrastructure that costs nothing. They're not supposed to be issued. Electricity, for you to see in the night, for you to run your laptop, you in the media. I can imagine I woke up at about 4 o'clock this morning, going through my papers, whatever. You understand me? I need light. I need to research. Hospital need they need medications. They need many things. And as you can see, even the doctors are complaining. Some of them also, in the case of this we are talking about, I have a report on channels that doctors who are not paid for years. You understand me? That's why I said we cannot holistically look only at the issue of military. We can also use this opportunity to say, good. And I'm very happy.
Yeah, why we are looking at them is because we have an insurgency in our hands to fight. It's escalating. It's becoming, people are taking over territories, and is becoming an international embarrassment. And now there is an attempt to recall retired soldiers. And most of these retired soldiers are the people we see on the streets talking about their remunerations not being paid. Now, how do we succeed with this? Is a question I'm putting forward to you.
I've just said to you, and I've answered the question. You want to take me back on it? I will go back again and repeat what I said.
How does this affect the insurgents?
They said already to you, it is a decision they have to take. But as you can see, they are not happy. How do you get an unhappy person to do something for you?
Now, but what is the effect that this is going to have on the fight against insurgency? Because these are people that we want to recall to help cope this insurgency.
The simple truth is that means we will not be able to achieve. We will not be able to achieve the desired goals in terms of fighting insurgency with the additional supply from this area of personnel that are not ready to work. Because they say, as far as we are concerned, so you want to take a hungry person. There's an elderly person there. He said, I have not eaten for weeks. And I believe him because I know exactly what he's talking about. I've been in a situation that I'm in my house for a couple of days. You understand me? And I have no food. I'm managing on whatever it is. So I can now imagine that some people who expect small income to buy food, not only him, probably for his family. And now you think his wife will allow him to go out there to go and fight again? Probably not. This is the truth. This is the truth. And this is also a wake-up call for those who are there today to see what happened to those who are there yesterday.
Now, those who are there today, in what aspect? The ones who are serving, or those who are serving in political
they
power?
Can see. And it's also an opportunity. You know, I was also saying, I take it back to some of them who are also administrators, who should have done, who should have made sure to protect, you understand me, jealously. their pension, whatever.
Okay. Now, viewers, we've been talking about the pension saga. The retired or ex-servicemen demonstrating to get their pensions or dying to get their benefits, living for several years without getting it. And Olabode Oseni is a public affairs analyst, has been helping us with discussions. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll begin to look critically at solutions that should be meted to be able to solve these issues once and for all. Stay with us.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
Give me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of our own state and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly, and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on Core TV News.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. And Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then news. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. It's still Core Digest, and we're looking at Nigeria's pension saga and dying to get their benefits, and looking holistically at the issues that pensioners are facing recently. Now, Olabode, let me ask you this. What do you think the Nigerian authorities should do to solve these problems once and for all, so that we stop hearing people who have worked all their lives to make things better for the country not getting their benefits? What should be done?
What should be done again, like I said, the places where things are done, got done properly, they are not magicians. Mm-hmm. It is the system that is working for them. And what kind of system are we talking about? A system that when you are not supposed to steal, you don't steal. When you're not supposed to siphon, you don't siphon. There's no room for people to be in place. You understand me? There must be the system does not allow one person to be able to take so much money out.
Now, how do we create a system that prevents that, such that nobody just takes a decision to take a whole lump of money and bring it to himself?
You legislate. It's all about laws. It's all about rules. Even the countries that got it right to about 80–90%, where things work clockwise, mm-hmm. where you and I cannot steal so much money. And even if we succeed in stealing so much money, it will not affect the welfare, the benefit of ordinary people.
Okay, let me give you a scenario here. In the recent past, there are other Nigerians who said Nigeria should toe the path of China and give a capital punishment, a death penalty to anyone found guilty of corruption. And it will surprise it that so many Nigerians rose to say no. Now, in your opinion, do you think that would have given us a solution?
You say majority of Nigerians say no.
Yeah, to make capital punishment.
So they don't want capital punishment.
Everyone knows if you're caught, then that's the end of your life. You'll be dead.
Which confirms what I first said, that here is a place where you and I can see that that person is stealing, is a member of our party, is doing, he only joined the party 2 or 3 months ago. He has amassed, he has just his resources sword is so much money, and you do not ask question, I do not ask question, because believing that probably I'm going to be the next one. You understand me? So even if the laws are put like you argued, that there's so many laws.
Let's listen to Uzomba, and then we'll go back to these laws. Uzomba is calling us from Abuja.
I want to ask, for how long will these pensioners be paid? For how long will they suffer as they are suffering now? That's the only question I want to ask.
Olabode?
Hello?
Hello, Uzomba. Are you asking Olabode that question?
Yes, I said, for how long will it take this Nigerian government to pay these pensioners? For how long will it take them? Because they say they're on it. They've been on it for a very long time. How long will it take them to be paid? It's very, very unfortunate that people will sit down there with the taxpayers' money. Instead of them to use it to do the proper thing they're supposed to do, they use in campaigning and accusing one another. It's very unfortunate. My question is that when will they finish this thing of paying them? When? Because we've been hearing this for a very long time now. When will they finish sorting out themselves before these pensioners will be paid? This was how we heard about the police, and the man who had the money for police pensions was caught, and nothing was done after that.
Well, that's a very good contribution, Uzomba. And
you asked the caller whether the question is directed to me. Maybe if you didn't hear. But let me just try. Let me just try and say this.
For how long?
Yeah, I do appreciate the last caller, and the question is very, very pertinent to what we are discussing. Now, but the answer I do not have, or what I think. Let me say what I think, and let me say what I think is, I hope the minister, who is also part of the footage, will do everything possible within all his powers, and he has all that powers. He has access to the president. Yeah. He has access to the
Uzomba says they've been saying we're on top of it. We're on top of it.
Mr. Uzomba should understand that as we speak today, 13th September 2014, we're all going to write it down that this program is taking place, that this we all saw what is going on today. We just hope and pray that at least the people who are in charge of getting this money out, roll out to these people, every penny owed should be paid back to them. And every effort should be put in place to make sure that this kind of thing does not happen again. Because it's just, we're just making mockery of ourselves. Other countries look at us and say, you not pay your soldiers and you want them to come and recall them on emergency something. How are they going to do it? So, and that's why I'm saying I want to throw this as a challenge to the honorable ministers and honorable people who are in charge to please look, search their soul, search their heart, and say, is what we are representing, is it good enough? If the answer is no, they should do everything possible, you understand me, they have assured these people, they should not only assure them, they should make sure at least the assurance is actualized.
Okay, we have these cases, just not at the federal level. Even state governments many state governments, so many have not been able to pay their pensioners gratuities and their pensions. Now, back to what we've been discussing before Uzomba's call came in. Is capital punishment going to give us a lasting solution to this? If we took the path of China, because they see it working in China, nobody takes a penny because they know if I take it, then that will mean the end of my life.
And if you look back even about 10, how many years ago, we were more or less on the same level with China, the poverty and everything. And for China to have succeeded to have elevated almost 300 million or whatever of their people out of poverty, why can't we do it? It's because of the law you are talking about. And if you now say to me, the majority, I don't know the survey you are talking about. But if it is true that the survey shows, if the survey shows that majority of Nigerians do not want capital punishment, if it is found, if somebody is found guilty, corruption, then we lost it.
But if we have it, will it work in Nigeria?
at least that most of these laws, are supposed to be a deterrent.
Okay, let's listen to Yahya before we get back to the issue of the laws. This is a call from Edo. Yahya, good morning and thank you for calling.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for calling.
Okay, I have a contribution I want to make towards the pension saga and about the militaries. We have a very corrupt government in Nigeria. Honestly speaking, if this government should continue for 4 years, I believe Nigeria's economy is down completely. The truth is that we need change in this government, honestly speaking. Whoever emerge, let him be a person of truthfulness that we handle the situation in this country effectively. Both insecurity, corruption, everything, everywhere. Corruption is everything. Look at the poor people, suffering, people who sacrifice their lives in defending this country. Look at what is happening to them. Nigeria is not even, I don't know what to describe the situation in Nigeria. Honestly speaking, you look at people dying, suffering, look at people are now refusing to even fight Boko Haram, the military. It's because of this corruption. You see them, people, they are putting people through the process, look at the way they are able to recruit people. Using carry letter to one letter to commissioner will not be carried the corruption has entered into Nigeria. If nobody can see, I'm not even sure because of God just intervene. It's what I have to see. Thank you.
Thank you, Yaya. Thank you for that contribution and that opinion that you've taken position with. Now, and he takes it back to the issue of corruption.
Yeah, of course.
And everyone is zeroing in to the issue of corruption.
Is the carpet. Is corruption.
We have the ICPC, we have the EFCC. Now, how do these things get continually being perpetrated when these agencies are there and are supposed to be fighting and are being funded to fight this corruption to a standstill?
Again,
why?
And I'm sorry, maybe I hope you will not be tired of when I say Olabode Oseni, a public and political analyst, a media consultant, come here and he keep repeating people. It is the people that are going to make all this thing work.
The people to make EFCC to work and ICPC to work. How would the people make them work?
You say let's divide it into two. You said to me that we have all the laws, and I agree with you. Even though I said they are not there, because if the laws are not working.
No, let's look at it critically.
Yes.
There are rules and laws and stipulations guiding the ICPC to do its job. The EFCC have rules and laws backed by the Constitution to do their work. So the laws are there. Why are they not being giving us results?
Yeah, because the corruption being effect of disregard for rule of law. Because once you disregard rule of law, once you do not allow rule of law to prevail, to work, to exist, to run the system, the effect is this corruption. You understand me? Again, I was making comparison between here and other countries in the first world. Of course, there are corruption over there. Of course, there are burglaries, there are thieves, there are robbery, there are all kinds. But the fear of sanction is what contains them, is what makes a difference. You understand me? If we're hearing a breaking news now and the President of America has been arrested, to me, that will not be news. He must have done something. And do you think it's possible or not possible? It's possible because if he breaks the law. There was a situation when a black professor was mistakenly...
Okay, we'll get back to this rule of law, and let's take this call from Lamidi. Lamidi Sule is calling from Ibadan. Good morning.
Yes, from Ibadan. Sir, all what you are saying, America, Lamidi Sule from Ibadan. Okay. I'm watching this program now. All what you are saying is correct. And what you are believing now, the soldier will retire from 2007 was what? They paid them 600,000 after 35 years. After they balance, he have children and he have people at the school. Till now, 600,000 for pension. How can they balance? And you are talking about Boko Haram. People go and face Boko Haram. How can we face Boko Haram in this situation of this country? That is my question.
Midi, let me ask you again. After 600,000 for your gratuity, how much is the monthly pension?
We are saving almost 33,000.
36.
Now, just of recent, there is money to about almost 50,000 now. Just of recent.
Okay. Lastly, does it come regularly?
It's coming regularly, but the 2009 till now, the area did not pay till now.
All right, thank you very much for calling us on a call digest. Now, we hear one of the victims of the situation. Yeah, saying we were talking about the rule of law and then to get things to work effectively and then to avoid corruption. And this is someone that is making an analogy, and I want us to look at the analogy that he painted. Now, 600,000 after 35 years of service. And then he has a payment that has stopped since 2009. And he asked the question, you want us to fight Boko Haram, how can we do that?
Exactly. It is a sad situation. And I also want to quickly point out here to our viewers. Here is a country we all know, a country called UK. Some of our people that have worked in that country about 40, 50 years ago, they now, when they now reach the age of pension, automatically money are paid to them. And most of these people are also living in Nigeria.
And they live in Nigeria.
They live in Nigeria.
They take pensions from
of them
the UK.
Who even live in Ilorin, that live in the rural area, even before the advent of this modern technical banking system, they were getting the money
from UK.
UK government is paying them because that's their dues. Because the money comes, the money that's allocated for these people, pensioners, it gets to them. The larger question again I'm asking here, sir, is why is it not working for us? And you keep asking that question.
You should.
And that's
I
what
should
I'm
be
saying
asking you, why shouldn't it
why is it not working here? And I've just said to you, it's because of the corruption, and corruption is the byproduct. Corruption is the byproduct of non-existence of rule of law. That everybody can do whatever they have. It's only one person that has access to all the money of this country. It's only one person that calls the shot. It's only one person that does A, B, C, D. So that one person is now, I don't know what you want to call him, has all the rights, all the power. You understand me? He can now choose to take all the money, put it in the bank.
Now, do you think if we have devolution of powers, that some of these problems are going to be solved? Now, so that it's not centered on one person. But before you answer that, let's listen to Okoro. Okoro is calling from Imo State. Good morning, Okoro, and thank you for calling.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for calling.
Yes, I'm calling from Imo State. I'm impressed for what you are discussing there. I want to say something about what one woman said before. He said, what hold the government to pay the pensioners? What hold them? That's my question. It's a very, very nice question for you to tell Nigerians what hold them. Because there's money in Nigeria, I know. There's money to pay them before they go to join the Boko Haram to cause problem in Nigeria. So I'm asking what hold the federal government not to pay them when they have asked them that the money will be paid them. And again, I want to say something about Nigeria. Nigeria is a country that have rich, you have money, But if you want this nation to be better, go to all the cities. If they have like 4 million people there, I said no, you should know what to do about them so that the nation will be better as I'm seeing other countries. Thank you.
All right, thank you for calling us and giving that advice, also and giving your opinion. And he says these people should be paid, and there's money in this country, of course, to take care of those things. And then, but before we took that question, we were talking about a scenario that you wanted to react to.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make is this: if we believe in ourselves, and that is where the spirituality I'm talking about comes in, if we genuinely value ourselves, if we believe that good roads is not a luxury, if we believe good education for our children is a prerequisite to build a vibrant nation and a buoyant, you understand me, nation that will continue to a country that want to prosper should have good education, good investment in other areas of life. If we believe in that, a lot of things will change. But if we continue to believe that it's only our own myopic idea of doing things.
Okay, but those believing in those things and being centered on one person to do them, I was asking if we have devolution of powers, that it doesn't have to be centered on one person or one area, are we going to get results?
I think for the start, let's start from there. If power, if there's a devolution of power to, it's removed, it's taken away from one person. A good example would be federal government and state governments. You understand me? Mm-hmm. If federal government is not so powerful as it is today, that is what we're talking about. Yeah. Probably we will have gotten more results in terms of development, because now it's disheartening to note that every time you say this, why is this not working? They say it's federal might. If you say why is this not working, they say federal might. Maybe we are getting to a point now that we have to bring down the might we're talking about, reduce it to a level that will not be attractive for anybody. So we only meet on every other last Friday of the month, just to talk and say, how are you, Mr. President? How are you doing with your very little resources in your hand, and no big, all the giant part, the lion's share of the economy. So the same thing will happen. Let me finish, Martins. Mm-hmm. The same thing will happen if you now remove the power of one person in hand of one person, mm-hmm, and break it down to make sure that before any amount of 1 million is even taken from the account, about 8 people must sign, and they must write a reason submitted, you understand me, to justify the removal of that S amount of money. Probably that will be part of solutions, because yes, that could be a solution, and I subscribe to that, because as it is, these are problems that are staring at our faces. These are problems.
Now, when the powers are watered down, will it end corruption?
Yes. You see, the moment everybody gets what they're entitled to. Like I said to you, in Europe, there are corruptions. And a good example in mind is there was a time when the member of parliament, they were sending in fictitious invoices saying they do this, they do that. Mm-hmm. You understand me? But all that, their corruption, apart from the law of that land, you understand me, caught up with them, sent some of them to jail. The ordinary man, the pensioners, they were not affected. The corruption I'm talking about, mm-hmm, you understand me, does not affect the ordinary benefits that go to individual that need those benefits.
So what are the kinds of corruptions that affect the pensioners?
The type of corruption that affect the pensioner in the first place is there's a system that allows that one person, Mr. John Yusuf, to siphon, to move so amount of money to his account, and the bank did not say anything, the people that ran it did not say anything. Unlike over there, there's a limited amount of money you can have that the bank will not complain, the bank will not report you. So all these are the things we need to sit down, consultation, and see how best we can remove the certain area that is enhancing corruption. You understand me? We cannot eradicate corruption. Like I said to you, developed countries, there are also corruption. There are corruptions there. But it is not so attractive. You understand me? Because once you get involved in corruption, it stigmatizes you. You get a kind of a stigma. It affects your well-being. It affects your standing. You understand? Whether you're a former politician or whatever, and you are now involved in anything corrupt or anything, you're done for it. You're in big trouble.
So is that not taking us back to the issue of having effective laws to take care of that?
Then we will go back again. If we have all this effective law in constitution, our constitution is perfect. Some people will say. But there's something we call the mechanism working in the constitutionalism. The thing that is operating it, that is the rule of law they're supposed to be applying, is not working.
What the things that are running the constitution?
It's not there. That is missing.
So what are those things?
Those are the rule of law that you and I obey. You understand me? That I cannot break the law, and because of my relationship with Inspector General, I say, sir, this policeman is arresting me for whatever. You understand me? Can you send me 2 of your boys? But then the policeman will also not stop me because he's hungry. You understand me? So there'll be a free flow of everybody doing their bit. So because if I get stopped and the policeman asks me of my papers, and I give him all the papers, and after giving him all the papers and he turn it upside down, he doesn't even know what he's looking at, because ultimately he wants money from me. You know what I'm talking about, Martins. And I say, well, sorry, you are turning the paper upside down, and not turn it properly, and say, oh yes, okay, this is up to 2015, your papers are correct, you can go. But, and then before you go say, Oga, help us now.
Are these the kind of corruptions that affect pensioners?
Yes.
Affect pensioners?
Part of it is, because, but then again, the type of corruption we are talking here is a kind of corruption that is more corporate. And it's also, but what makes the pensioner to be losing money now, you are asking me, is the system. It is the system that is defective. It is the system that is not working. If the system is not working, if the system is working, or the systems are working, there will not be a way for you, Martins, to be the only person that can siphon police money of 9 point or 7 point something billion.
All right.
As it has happened.
Okay, thank you, Olabode, for your time. We have to round up here because our time is up. Thank you so much for obliging us the opportunity to be on Core Digest.
Thank you very much, Martin.
And I hope to have you next time.
You're welcome anytime.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, it's been Core Digest. I'll be looking at Nigeria's pensioner saga, dying for benefits. And we've been discussing with Olabode Oseni, a public affairs analyst, who has helped us with discussions and solutions that are needed to take care of the problem of pensions in Nigeria. Thank you for joining us on Core Digest. Tomorrow will be another day. I am Martin Dixon, and do enjoy the rest of our programming.
Nigerians continue to
the city of Lagos.
There is still a one level of
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa, we break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV.
24-hour news station.